I've seen an interesting program on the BBC called Metamorphosis, and it depicted that some tadpoles stay at the bottom of a pond, maybe they've been spooked by a shadow, whilst others actually transform and become frogs. Now, Einstein saying, is the universe a friendly place, also seems to apply to tadpoles. Would you believe it? Now, do you belong to your environment? Are you at ease in do you belong to it? Now, you may be a guest, and you may feel like you belong there. You may be at ease here. You may be a member, and you may feel like you don't belong. Maybe not all the time, but at times when you've got an upset, something that does not quite fit, and you start to question whether you belong to this place. I made belonging the central theme on my speech on depression. Others here have spoken about depression. Arun, Cassandra, Daniel, before Christmas, they talk from their personal point of view. And that spurred me to actually give a complementary perspective on it from a psychotherapist point of view, working with people who have depression, mild depression, or even suicidal tendencies. Now, with depression, there is always a tension between what is and what should be. And there are several things that matters that will make a situation an exciting, challenging situation when there's a difference between what is and what should be, or a depression. And those things are to do with whether you are in abundance, whether you've got choice, whether you've got control. Now, if you, say, studied for a degree and a master, and all you could find as a job is working at Tesco, stacking shelves, that may lead you to depression. Or you spend the best years of your life with your loved one and you find out that they betrayed you. That may start a depression. Now, what happens is that when you are upset in one area and it starts to spread to all areas of your life, then you would have what we call a depression. I'd like to talk about three practical things that maybe you can do to help yourself or somebody who's got a depression. When the depression starts, you start to feel disconnected from the world. You are pushed to the periphery of your own life and you become an observer. And you are like in a bubble. You are in a bubble, and the longer you stay in that bubble, the more the skin of the bubble becomes opaque. And so you start to lose perspective on life. The sound becomes muffled. And the three things that happen in that bubble, first one is that you can become guilty. You become guilty because usually there is guilt or shame associated with the depression that may have caused depression, but also that you know you've created that bubble around you and you can't get out of it. So you feel guilty about that as well, which reinforces the depression. What you can do with that is, it's like a sentence. When you are guilty, a judge would give you a sentence. The one thing though, is when a judge gives you a sentence, it gives you a definite term. So you've got 20 months, or 3 years, or 10 years. When you go into the bubble of depression, the only way out is when one day the door open and you can come out of it. But otherwise, you don't know how long it's going to last. It seems that it's going to last forever. So the one thing you can do is to help somebody decide how long it's going to be. It may not be easy, but if they start thinking about it, that will help. We can all cope with a pain when we know how long it's going to be. The second thing that happens is that the narrative of your life becomes continuous. There is no comma, there is no full stop, there is no paragraph. It's just one thing after another. There is no rhythm. It's a bit like the symphony that we talked about. What if a symphony didn't have any space between the notes? It would just be a sound, a noise. And that's what happened in the depression. So the one thing that you can do there, and I've done that with clients who are deeply depressed, is to work on an activity, a simple activity that has a sequence. So for example, making tea a ceremony, where there's one thing after the other, and really putting the emphasis on a sequence. The third thing that happens when somebody is in that bubble is that they are isolated, they are lonely, and they are disconnected from others, so they become self-centered. And the one thing you could do there is to help them to connect to others. But you've got to be careful, because it should not be others that they knew before they became depressed. So for example, if somebody becomes depressed, go away and come back to early bird, if they were early bird members, that may reinforce that sense of being depressed. So what you want to do is to take them to a new environment where they don't know people, where it's obvious that they are disconnected. So they don't make a judgment on that. So being with children, or going to visit people in a retirement home, or maybe foreign students, but people they don't know. And that, I hope those 3 tips are useful to you. They're practical, easy to put in practice, and I think they inspire you. And now, if you've got any questions or clarification, I'll be happy to answer them.